Hi, everyone. Welcome to day 3 of the New Dimensions Consecration video blog. My name is Dexter Edmond. I'm the pastor here at the New Dimensions Church, and once again, I'm just blessed that you're here and joining us in this time of prayer and Bible study, and just a devotional to encourage you in these 10 days of consecration. Our time together over these days have been spent in Psalms 91, and today I'm going to read out of Psalms 91, verse 3, out of the New Living Translation. It says, "For he will rescue you from every trap and protect you from every deadly disease." You know, traps are being set by the enemy every day, and they are strategically being placed by him to get us off our track and to get us off our purpose, because the adversary very much wants to defeat us. These traps are not just there just to be there. They have been custom made, carefully planned with the kind of bait that he knows you and I would be drawn to. These traps are designed to catch us and make us suffer, and really to distract us and draw us away from our purpose. That's why Paul tells us in 2 Corinthians 2:11 that we're not to be ignorant of the schemes and the devices of the enemy. But then Paul tells us that we're able to fight back, because the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but they're mighty through God for the pulling down of strongholds or fortresses that are built up around us. God not only wants to deliver us from these snares, that the trap that the enemy sets for us, but he also delivers us from deadly pestilence. You know, I began to look at that word pestilence, and I thought it meant one thing, but then I learned that it means something else. A pestilence is any deadly disease that not only attacks crops, but it attacks people. In fact, Webster defines pestilence as any fatal disease, an epidemic that hits a mass of people. Did you get that? That a pestilence is not just coming after one of us, it's coming after all of us. And so if the enemy wants to wipe out an entire population, we know that the Lord has provided protection for us, and he speaks about it here in his word. This verse specifically addresses the enemy's assignment from both the physical and the spiritual. These enemies that come at us, they come at our minds, they come at our bodies, they come at our finances, they'll come anywhere. The enemy just wants to attack us on every front. When Jesus sent out his disciples in Matthew 10:16, he said something very wonderful, and I want you to pay very special attention to it. He says, "I send you as sheep in the midst of wolves. You are to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves." It's an interesting piece of instruction that the Lord gives to his disciples. In other words, he says, I want you to be as clever and cunning as a snake in order not to be harmed, but I want you to be as gentle as a dove so you don't harm. Look at that. The Lord does not want us to be harmed, but he does not want us to harm. So he takes care of the attack and the harm in two directions. I believe that every promise that the Lord makes to us, we can claim and base it upon this verse of protection. He will not allow the enemy to triumph over us. The psalmist says not only will he deliver us from one thing, he's going to deliver us from another. You know, wouldn't it be crazy if the Lord just kept us from one thing but couldn't keep us from another? And the psalmist is telling us in this psalm, in verse 3 of this psalm, that no matter what comes against us, whether it's the attack against our mind, whether it's the attack against our bodies, whether it's the attack against our finances, our families, whatever the attack is, the Lord is able to deliver us from it. And I'm blessed always as we share this time with you, just to encourage you as we go through these 10 days of consecration, knowing that in Psalms 91, not only has the Lord made provision for us, but he has also promised to protect us from evil. God bless you. I hope that you've been blessed today. And again, as I end these video blogs, if you have not yet committed your life to the Lord, if you have not yet made him the Lord and Savior of your life, I'm encouraging you right now to just pray this prayer with me. Lord, help me today. Forgive me of my sin. Accept me as your son and bring me into a covenant relationship with you. We love you here at the New Dimensions Church. Again, if you have a prayer request and you want us to have our prayer team pray on them, email them to us, prayer@newdchurch.org. They'll come right through. God bless you. I'll see you tomorrow.